Hello, friends. It is a beautiful night. I am just on. Where am I? Somewhere out of the Danforth, but heading home. It should be about an hour walk, and I figured, you know what? Perfect time. And it's an area I don't get to explore very often, so I want to take you along with me. So, first off, let's just point out how ridiculously beautiful the moon is tonight. Skies are clear, everything is quite stunning. It's a little chilly tonight, but that's why we walk pseudo quickly. But yeah, I've always enjoyed this area. It's certainly one of the more interesting parts of the Danforth. A little bit beyond Greek Town, but yeah, definitely lots to see over here. Hey, Arshat. Good to see you, buddy. If anyone, I imagine the game's probably on right now, so I'm surprised I'm not seeing more people out and about watching it, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Oof. But yeah, I've always thought that this temple is really, really pretty. Is it? Are they called temples? Hey, Juanita, it's a night walk. It is a night walk. It's like, what a gorgeous building. Let's see, what are they called? Medina Masya. By the way, let me know if the volume sounds okay. Because, like, I think it's all right, but I never quite know at night. It's never quite as sure. The Medina Masjid. But yeah, just beautiful building. Also, it's just really nice to be able to share parts of the city, like, at a completely different time, which changes the look of everything, right? So, gonna see if I can scooch by. Hey, Jess, good to see you. Whew. Oh, Bosley's here too. Oh, awesome. All right, so this is Donlands, passing by. I'm just looking at the thing being like, oh, already, what a nice crowd of people. I approve. Ooh, city fried chicken. To be fair, that looks like a place that would have great fried chicken. It's just got the aesthetic, right? You want chicken that feels like it's done things. So this is the one. Well, sorry, it used to be called. All right, this bar here. One side used to be called the one, and one side of it used to be called the only, and now it's just the only. But man, it's a neat little place. Lots of history in there. Also, just like such a vibe. Very much like the classic, iconic East End bar that you just want to like go into and stay forever. Wardrobe for men. Galata? Interesting. Everybody loves kebab. That is true. Everyone does love kebab. Even vegetarians. You go into a kebab place, it's great. Highly approve. Oh, that's a cool. Like I just like the decor on that one. Danforth Pizza House. Gosh, I hope their pizza's great. Looks good. I need, man, is pizza the best food ever? What is this place? Look at that. Oh, this place looks so cool. Secret Planet. Well, we are coming back here someday. What a neat looking place. Man, this place around here has some really interesting things. Children's. Also, just like this place here called Square Boy. But specifically, does that not look like Waffle House? What's that place called? Yeah. Place for Coarth ice cream. To be fair, it is always the time for ice cream, I think. Sakawa Coffee. A lot of coffee places. I've actually not explored like any of these places, and I would love to. There's a lot of character over here, which is kind of not present in most places downtown. Just like, oh my gosh, this place I remember. Circus Books and Music. I think they have my books in there actually. If not mine, they've had like a few of my books there. Definitely not the new ones. But like I think they have Catalyst in there at least. Gosh, what a good... Maybe that's what I should do for my January book, is I'll re-release Catalyst and then I'll do Ignition for the next book. I wrote like a series years ago. It was a young adult science fiction series that was like X-Men meets 1984. And yeah, I released the first book, and then we had plans to release the second, and the second book was never released. And so I have this series of 5 books that just never went anywhere. I'm just like, oh, I want to write them. I want them to be good. I want people to like them. But I'm also just like, if I'm doing a book launch every month for the next year, I have to be really careful about how I'm presenting them and where I'm going with them. So, yeah. But also, Danforth is kind of cool because it's one of the few areas in the city where it's not just super tall all over. It's still got like a homey character. But yeah, definitely some nice stuff in the area for sure. Well, I can make this light. We're fine. Sarang Kitchen. Oh my gosh. I just got the smell of like Japanese fried chicken. I'm just like, oh, that smells heavenly. Oh, that's amazing. Ooh, I wish you could smell that. That was so good. Yeah, it was my friend's birthday tonight. And for their gift, I got them a copy of my book, which I hope isn't... I don't know, if someone gave you a copy of something that they made, like a book, is that like cheaping out on a gift? Or is that like, hey, this is something I did, I hope you enjoy it? How would you take it if someone was just like, oh, what did you think about this? What do you think about that? I'm curious to know. Oh, car's gonna stop. The cars are gonna stop. All right, we're good. And if I hold the camera well, they're less likely to hit me. That's good. What is your book about? Oh, hi, Rob. Welcome to the channel. I have a couple books out right now. So the last book I just released was called A Tall Cup of Joe. And it was a romance story all about a man who discovers he's a witch and accidentally casts a love potion on a pastor. And they have a big, confusing, silly romance. And it's a lot of fun. Hi from Ottawa. I used to live in Old Toronto. That's amazing. Let me know what area you used to live in, because I'm trying to do lots more walks in specific areas. So if there's anything you want to see or want me to capture, let me know. Happy to do it. But the new book, the one that's coming out in like a week or two, is called Tin Wings. And it's all about a boy living in the steampunk fantasy world. And he is essentially, like, his world gets turned upside down and he has to go off on an adventure with his uncle to figure out like where his family is and what's happening. But yeah, close to the CN Tower. Very nice. Oh, what a great area that is. Certainly expensive at this point, but then again, what isn't these days? Which is good. I will say it's a beautiful church up there. Love the old architecture. And you know what? I won't quite make that one, but that's okay. Don't always have to hit the stops. There's an old Royal Bank of Canada. Tell it's got that classic feel to it. Very nice. This is Pape Station. I remember when we used to come to Pape Station, it used to be one of the worst subway stations to go to because you would get here and it would like funnel you through a lot of different things just to get in and out. But now apparently they've expanded it and made it very nice and easy to get through and just like good. Good. And I think this is one of the places where the Ontario line's actually connecting into, which is fantastic. Like definitely Pape's a good choice for that. What are you doing, buddy? All right. Talking to the cars like he's watching. He's not watching. Actually, if he was, that might explain why his driving was like that. Oh. Love the raccoon on the box. Super happy a couple days ago when I went walking with Hunter and we actually finally got raccoons on the car. Just like, good. I always wanted raccoons on the stream. My husband is a pilot and I work for the government, so we can afford it. Fair enough. But my husband said it's expensive, so we moved to Ottawa. I mean, Ottawa's great. That's where my family lives now. And hopefully I'm going to get to see them in the next month or two. At least definitely for Christmas, if they don't screw it up like they did last year. Which, you know, is possible. But I will say, if I am in Ottawa and you want to walk around a little bit, I always love getting people's stories and seeing what's happening there. And Ottawa's just beautiful. I love it there. Gorgeous scenery. Definitely not a place I'd want to move to, but like really, really nice. It's funny, anytime I go for a walk with someone in Ottawa, I always get the most interesting stories. And I get the most lovely people. But yeah. Okay, so it looks like Sunday nights are a good night to do streams. It's really good to know. Our place is amazing. We feel rich. Well, that's probably because you are. If at least rich in spirit. Possibly in money. It's a good way to find a boyfriend. It's just like, how tall are you when you stand on your wallet? Now, if you come here, contact me. I would love to. I very much look forward to that, Rob. Oh. Taps Restaurant and Bar. Man, back in the day, I used to be a paint night artist. And I would go into all these different places, and they would be like, all right, you're going to go here. This is the painting you're teaching. Go here on this date, bring the supplies, and then you'll teach all these people how to make a painting, right? And so many of these places were on the Danforth. And I don't think a single one of them still exists. So, no, we are humble. Oh, you're fine. No need to be humble. Be obnoxious like me. That's the kicker. That's the key. Ooh, I love this place. Rereading. Another great bookstore. Highly recommend. I have a regular who comes in, and he's always just like, look for the places that have good bakeries and good bookstores. And that's where you want to buy a house. I'm just like, you know what? That logic tracks. That logic tracks so hard. We both grew up with no money. I mean, to be fair, I'm still growing up with no money. Actually, I'm fairly grown now. Now I'm just going in a different direction. Actually, I'm not even anymore. I've actually lost weight since I've been doing the streamings. But hey, I'm really enjoying doing this. It's a lot of fun. I'll be honest, my favorite thing is doing this with someone when I'm actually just walking and we can just walk and talk and just have these great stories about like how the city connects us, because I feel like Toronto is very special in that way, where it's very good at bringing people together without having to have like it's kind of one of those places where you can just have your stories from home. And it's not like it's really not a melting pot. It's not like you're all leaning down into one. It really is this multicultural, diverse blanket of threads and people and stories. And that's kind of what makes Toronto special, in my opinion. That's why I started doing this whole thing. Well, that's not true. I started doing touring last year. And I did it as a part of a company called City Unscripted. And then last year I got a lot of gigs with them. I did a lot of things with them. This year I had one gig with them the entire season. So I figured, let's start. I agree with you. Love your channel. Oh, thanks, Rob. That's so nice. We're just starting, so it's just growing, but I like it. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, if you know anyone coming to Toronto, or if you're in Toronto and want a tour, feel free to check the description for a link to my TripAdvisor and Viator links. You can go there to book a tour with me any day that I'm available, and I would love to have you. So if you want to get involved or if you want to be a part, please let me know. And now back to your regular scheduled programming. Oh. Massini gyros. Gyros? Huh. It's also like kind of the perfect night to do this because it's just very relaxed, very chill. It's a little cold, but it's not like so cold that I'm dying. But I'm just like, I'm easily throwing the phone back and forth between my hands when I need to, just to keep them warm. But it's definitely the point of the season where I'm just like, I am going to need to get gloves soon. As soon as I get gloves, everything comes into place. What a great offer. Many Dong knew about Toronto just to walk and enjoy the city. Many Dong. Many do not know about Toronto just to walk around and enjoy the city. Maybe. But yeah, I feel like Toronto is kind of a city that keeps on giving. You can choose a street and there's just a lot to it. Yes, I meant. Excellent. I mean, and here comes Spider-Man on a skateboard. It's very great. It's moments like that I'm just like, all right, Toronto, I see you. Another nice, beautiful church. This one's a little older, not lit up, but still got the nice, impressive architecture. I feel like that's the one thing you'll find in every city is just, if your city's over 100 years, you're going to have a whole lot of churches, and you're going to have a whole lot of people that don't know what to do with them. I think that's why so many churches are getting converted into lofts these days. It's because you end up with these really interesting, beautiful spaces, but yeah. I'd like to say this is the Big Carrot organic juice place, but I didn't realize it. But they've actually turned this inner part into like a little plaza, and like it just has all these community-based stores, like vegan stores, and like books. I could, for something about like, there's something very specific about like a juice store or a vegan restaurant that pairs nicely with a bookstore or like a coffee shop. Yeah, I've always found those two things go really well together, but perhaps that's just me. Danforth multi-faith. We welcome all families. Aw, that's sweet. I'm a big boy, my hands are big and figures, so the fonts are small on my phone. Fair enough. Happens to the best of us, my friend. Happens to the best of us. I always say I have stupid fingers. I've been wondering if I should like get a jacket or something, or like a backpack, or like a flag for my backpack, so that when I'm walking, almost like Fringe style, where they have like the signs all over them. If I just had something on the back, that way when I'm walking, I can just be like, I'm just walking. This is fine. And that way people can just kind of like, if they want to follow the channel, they can just scan and see what's going on. But I don't know. I mean, it can't hurt to do something like that, but I'd have to figure out what I wanted to do with that, I think. There's got to be a way to do that, right? I'll figure it out. This week is all about promo and learning how to get more people in through the doors and trying to make this. I feel like we're heading into like the dead season for tourism. Like, not a lot of people come to Toronto expecting, a lot. But yeah, that's a great idea. People are curious. Yeah, I'm just like, there's got to be a way to do it. I would just make it so that, like, I don't know, maybe it's a t-shirt or a jacket or something I just slide over my backpack, but got to be something. Maybe if I made like jackets or sweaters or something, I could do that with my, I have an old clothing store that I shut down. And like, I'm wearing yeah, exactly, scanning a QR code. That's exactly what I was thinking. But it's like, a lot of people compliment my sweater. And I'm just like, yeah, this is mine. This is my fashion. This is what, like, I made these for a while. And it just fortunately never really got to take off fully. But yeah, if I had something like that and just made it available for people, I'm just like, I don't know how many people would actually get stuff. But it'd be nice to have like some kind of merch that way. I don't know, maybe. I'll think about it. Because then just like, at the very least, then I could have stuff. And I could be walking around with my advertisement on me. So, yeah. Something. There's some way to do that. I'll figure it out. Or not. That's also an option. Make it yellow. Make it yellow. Like, I'm curious to know. Why do you recommend yellow as a color? Is it because it stands out really nicely if you have like a black thing on it? Oh my God, there it is. I'm going to go see a concert here. So this is Danforth Music Hall. And November 3rd, Sophie Ellis-Bextor's coming here. And I have followed her for like decades. Like, she was one of my, Murder on the Dance Floor. Back on my laptop, back when that was a thing. #1 most played song of all time for like years and years and years and years and years. I love that song. It's so ridiculously fun. Oh, I'm actually going to finally get to see her. Because last time she was in Toronto, I missed her. Because I was away, I think I was in Cincinnati? I think this might have been last June. Construction guys would be curious. I mean, most guys are curious. But ching. That was my worst joke. Did you hear about 2 drums and a cymbal that fell off a cliff? But look it up. It means hazard. I don't know how I feel about labeling myself a hazard. I feel like enough people do that for me. Oh man, I remember for years and years and years and years, when I first came out, my sister was just like, anyone you date right now is a bad idea because you're toxic, because you don't know what's going on. And you're like, you shouldn't do it. So it's like, you're toxic. And I'm just like, well, that's a word that I didn't expect to hold such like hurt and resentment. But yeah, I'm just kind of have to be like, I'm not toxic at all. I'm chaotic. There is a difference. So That's what I do. Yeah, one of my questions is just like, if I do go other places, like other cities and stuff, uh, I think it'd be fun to do like walkabouts in a bunch of different places. But I was told today it's just like maybe I should like you should just do Toronto, and I'm just like I don't think that's right. I think it's kind of a case of anywhere I go, like anytime I go somewhere, I want to be able to do something that kind of shows where I'm at. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm of the mindset where I think it's better to do more videos in more places than just like as much as I am Toronto tour guide. I still want to show like I'm going out there and being worldly and learning new things and seeing new places, and not just sticking to the ordinary. There's the CN tour, the Tour de CN. By the way, my French is awful, but okay. This is what I've talked about a couple times. Is that this bridge? It has all of the blue colors that kind of just stream back and forth along it. It's subtle, but it's really nice. It's very lovely. At least I think it's really nice. You make more than. Yeah, that's kind of it. Who knows? Maybe I'll figure out how to have like t-shirts and stuff. See if there's a way I can do that back up again. But I love seeing how like the way the colors change and shift. It's really pretty. I'm actually really glad I can finally show this off at night because I think that it's such a simple installation, but it adds a lot to something that doesn't normally have any personality whatsoever. Also, just getting to see it with the CN Tower in the background, it's quite lovely, actually. For those who want to see, there's the Don Valley Parkway. It's one of the thoroughfares that connects the south to the north of Toronto. That connects down to the Gardiner at the base. And if you look over there, that's the Brickworks. So that's where me and Patrick were exploring yesterday. And yeah, just a really great experience. Absolutely like gorgeous, gorgeous lands. And if you get a chance to see that video, like just seeing how vibrant it is and how beautiful, like it's awesome. But just look how the colors shift here. It's very much like almost a Northern Lights-esque impression, which I always think is really lovely. It's got a good vibe to it. Oh, Patrick was, his name is Patrick Ross. He's a photographer in the city. And yesterday, me and him and his dog, Austin, got to walk. He woke me up at like 7 a.m. and I met him out there and I'm just like, I should have got a coffee or something. Oh my God. But we went out and we got to go explore the Brickworks and it was absolutely beautiful. Just, what a stunning walk. And the sun was coming out at the time and we got the beautiful, like bright, vibrant red and orange and yellow leaves. Oh, it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning. Absolutely crazy about the idea of doing it again soon. Is this St. Clair? No, this is actually Danforth. So I'm walking the bridge between Danforth and Bloor. I don't know exactly where Bloor starts and Danforth ends, but I do know that it is somewhere in the area around here. So yeah, we'll see Patrick again soon. If only because he is a dog, so he's easy to be like, hey, let's go for a walk. And he'll be like, all right, let's go. I'll take the dog. Really nice guy. Very good photographer. I've actually really enjoyed his stuff. LED installation's really cool. And it's like, it is nice to just see how far down it goes. You just get the whole vibrancy of the bridge. And something so simple. Although parts of it haven't been as well maintained. So like this section here, you can tell that the lights aren't on, which kind of breaks the illusion, but a lot of it's still up and running. Even if it's not always exactly where you expect it to be. But I thought it follows the cars for a second. Wouldn't that be cool? Man, that's just taking this idea and like bumping it up a level. I think that's a great idea. Next time they do this, they'll do that. But even here, like, you can get a sense of the changing colors. But yeah, if this was still operating on the other side in like this area, I feel like it'd be even more impactful, but I don't know why they haven't maintained it. Maybe it's just costs too much, or maybe it just gets vandalized, but they got crazy AI cams already. Wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, very true. Are your hands cold? Yes, they are. I keep saying I need to get gloves, and I'm just like, no, it's becoming the point where I'm just like, no, I definitely need to get gloves soon. But I'm also just like, you know what? If I can get to the point where I can be a YouTube partner in the next month or so, before it gets so cold that I need to do so, I'm just like, maybe I can just make that a business expense. Although I guess I could make it a business expense now, but that's fine. Yeah, hands definitely cold. Let's have the fun. Time for gloves now. Canadians need to switch wardrobes. No, it's still summer, I swear. Maybe. To be fair, I was at the beach earlier this month, and it was beautiful. But I'm also just like, yeah, Toronto weather changes on a dime, and we have absolutely passed any hint of like hot summer vibes. I mean, you could still go to the beach, but now I think it's just water taxis that take you there. Maybe Trudeau was right. No white Christmas. I mean, to be fair, Trudeau's a weird one these days. So I'm just like, he's certainly not a loved politician anymore. But he's also dating Katy Perry now? And I'm just like, ugh. No carbon tax equals no white Christmas. To be fair, like, I am someone who is, I think as a walker, you're just inherently an environmentalist. And I'm just like, do I think the carbon tax was done properly? No. Do I like what it represents? Yes. But I think the problem is penalizing people for using something they need. I think the solution to that is make the alternatives better. Like, with better bus services, more people will use that. As a gay man, we know this BS. I know. It's just, God, I like how people are just like, oh my God, you're a leftist. I'm just like, no, I just want to make a living not harming the planet. And I believe in justice and equality. I don't understand how those are hard concepts to wrap your brain around. Man, I was having such a conversation with my economist friend the other day where he was just like, you can't give money to drug addicts because they're just going to go spend it more on like alcohol and drugs. And I was just like, no, you should give money to them, because if they spend their money on alcohol and drugs, then they're not stealing that. You know? That way the money goes back into the economy. That's my thing. That's what I don't get, where people are just like, oh, they're going to spend it on this and this and this. And they're just like, good. You want them to do that. You want them to spend money, because otherwise, like, they're not going to save money. They're not going to hoard money like a billionaire. Ugh, all right, let's cross here and not get hit. Some people want to game the system. Grape the system? She's covering him. Exactly. Us gays are not stupid. No. Some people want to grape the system. Like, oh, some people want to game the system? Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing. Like, everyone tries to game the system. It's called doing our taxes. And we try to maximize our own tax return. And for some people, like, you know, understandable. But for me, someone who in the past couple years has made under $25,000 a year, the fact that I still have to pay like an exorbitant income tax that was thousands of dollars, whereas someone who makes billions of dollars has to spend nothing and actually gets it doesn't make any sense. Again, I find, oh yeah, like is tough. It's hard out there, guys. Be kind to each other. That's all I have to say. I'm just like, I have the world's smallest platform, but I will use it to be, I don't know. I don't even like the term justice warrior because I feel like that's so redundant. Just like technically everybody wants justice unless you're guilty, right? The only people who don't want to be someone who is working for justice is someone who is unjust. I don't know. I'm going way too far off in weird tangents, but either way, no, if you're here, happy to have you. Only the righteous seek justice. It's an interesting perspective. I kind of feel like everybody seeks justice. Maybe that's just my perspective. I'll do my best to oh, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't like the, I don't know, I don't believe in righteousness. I feel like, maybe this is me just taking another tangent. I kind of feel like the earth inevitably moves towards good. Progress isn't something that can be stopped. Progress is something that can be, like the ideas that we carry with us propel us forward, and that momentum and that good, if you're doing something in the term of like goodwill, and if you're doing something with the intention of trying to make the world a better place, inevitably you will. And I think that's great. Some people want to go down with the ship. I mean, I'll go down on anything. That's half the fun. Oh, dick jokes. But yeah, I don't know. You got me thinking about righteousness now. And as someone like, okay, for those who don't know, I come from a very Christian background. My parents were pastors. And so the idea of righteousness holds like this very particular idea in my head of like the people who would come through and just kind of be like, they would proclaim and they would say, it's like, thus saith the Lord, God wants this. But then they would just be the biggest jerks. And like, for some reason, that's what I think of when I think of righteousness. So maybe it's no, it moves towards the bad. That's the problem of making the world better. I'm sorry if I make you feel less. Oh, no. Don't worry, guys. Like, you're doing fine. I love talking like these kind of talks because, I feel like so many people are afraid to have them these days. So they're just like, oh no, I don't want to offend people. I just like, well, I'm not trying to offend people, but I like the idea of like different perspectives are how we see a more clear picture of the world. And just like, if all you get is echo chambers, then you're not actually doing anyone any service because you're just seeing the same thing over and over. I don't know. This is probably one of my favorite talks I've had because there's a lot to it. And I love that because like either you help the world or you hurt the world. There is no in between. I agree with that. I feel like every action you take is either, well, to some people, the idea of the world, I think the world is something that needs to be protected at all costs. I feel like we need to look out for each other. We need to stand up for what's right. And by what's right, I mean we need to stand up for the things that actively encourage the world to be better. And I think that stems from things like environmental protection. I think that stems from things like social equality. And I believe that stems from things like treating other people with respect and learning. I feel like the best thing anyone can do is learn. The more you learn, when you learn something, you can never unknow it. Like once you know a specific, like when you know something, you can't go back to being ignorant of it. Your conscience simply won't let you, especially if it's something that does someone harm. But yeah, I don't know. Hello from Chile. Oh, hello, Sebastian. Welcome, welcome. I gave someone $2. I feel so fortunate. I mean, that's amazing. Here's the thing, like, we don't know how even giving someone $1 could be the difference between them. I don't know. Maybe it ignites something in them where they just want to like contribute to society and be a better person. Is it likely to happen? No. But like it could. Like anything could happen. This is fun. This is getting philosophical. Please, I am no better than anyone. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone is better than other people, but I feel like you can make choices that improve things for other people. And when you make choices to improve things for other people, you inevitably do better yourself. That's my thought. I very much, like, one of the reasons I love supporting other walktubers. That guy's cool. But no, one reason I love supporting other walktubers is because the more people who do this, the more perspectives we get, the more we can kind of archive and cover the city and all of its different features. And yeah, high tides raise all boats. And that's something I hold to very strongly because I think that it's absolutely true. Every small coin useless to us all. That's true. I mean, who uses coins anymore? That's so funny. When I went down to America, like, you would get change and there would still be pennies in it. I'd be like, what is this? Why do you folks still have pennies? What is this? Oh, by the way, if I do get into Orlando Fringe again next year, it's a small chance, but I really, really, really hope it does. My plan is to try to go to a different Disney park or Universal Park every day off I have, and I'm going to do walkarounds in all of them, and I am going to ride as many rides as I can because secretly I'm 12 and I love roller coasters. And if anyone ever wants, if anyone from Orlando wants to come with me, I will be there and I will be very happy. So, lots of art installations. Yeah. Well, anyone who comes here, you should probably know I'm a huge proponent of the arts. And I think art is probably the most important thing that we can do as a culture and as a species. And it's also the first thing that any government or anyone who wants to discourage people from thinking, they will always target the arts first. And something we're seeing a little bit in America, but certainly not to the extent of Germany in the 1930s or anything like that. But yeah, that's how they get you. When people start going after the arts, do everything you can to protect them. Okay. That person that gave $2 is so much important in God's will. Your heat is worth millions. Heart is worth millions. Oh, that's good. I like art and technology. Oh, absolutely. Art and technology should go hand in hand. Do I believe that AI art should be the thing that most people default to when making stuff? I think it can help, but maybe not in like commercial projects. I feel like anyone who does like commercial creations of art, then I'm just like, you could have afforded to hire an artist for that. But that's just me. I subbed and liked, you're a bright man. Oh, thanks, man. Hey, if you're in Toronto and you ever want to go for a walk, I'd love to have you. You've had some really great points, some really great questions, and I've really enjoyed having you around tonight. So come back anytime. I'd love to have you. I like tech with solar panels and cool stuff. Oh, absolutely. Solar punk is such a cool aesthetic. I'm just like, I want to live in a Windows 2000 wallpaper. Like, right? You know what I mean? The Millennium Edition. Maybe some people are here are too young for that. I was like, that's like paradise to me. Super green, super hilly, just beautiful. Oh, so I've never actually been to this weed place, but it's a place that a lot of my friends have gone to. I try to do well with myself. Got 2.5K subs. That's amazing, buddy. Yeah, definitely. Would love to get together anytime. Let me know when you're free, and I will. I am doing this all the time right now because trying to find a job in this city is possibly the biggest challenge I've ever had, especially over the past year. But yeah. Okay, the only job offer I got recently was to go, and I'm going to share this with everybody. Let me just check this first. So many volunteers love your channel and kindness of people. No, thanks, man. That's really sweet. Let us build the great solar punk citadel. Yes. There's a game called Solar Punk. I don't know if it's out yet, but if it is, oh my God, cannot wait. It looks amazing. Toronto has so many hotspots and I'm so ignorant of them all. Oh, me and you, we're going to go do Graffiti Alley. And that's my favorite place in Toronto. If we can, oh man, I would love to go. I'd love to go on a day when either Poser or Uber are there, like touching up their work, because they are like two of my favorite street artists and they are so cool. What is your education? Well, I grew up in North Bay, and that's where I did high school, and then I went to college for theater. I did that for 2 years solid. Like it was a program that just went straight through. And then I went back to Nipissing University for a degree in English and then a minor in visual arts and marketing. So that's where my background lies. Did I do anything with marketing for the past 15 years? Not really. And has everything changed since then? Absolutely. So I am ruminating about solar thermal as well. Well, that's an interesting idea. Yeah. That's cool. I'm curious to know what that'd be. I had a point. Oh, God, what was I talking about before that? Sorry, I distracted myself with things. I'm a manager. You can send me your resume. I will. Okay, yes, job hunting. Okay, the only job that reached out to me was they wanted me to come and be an activities coordinator on a cruise ship. And I was just like, that sounds amazing. And they're just like, the contract is 6 months. And I'm just like, 6 months in the cruise ship, I don't know. Oh, hey, Chris. Welcome, welcome. We're having some big, long philosophical talks about all kinds of stuff tonight. This is a great night. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in Ottawa. Yeah, that's where my family is. And I'm just like, hey, if there's a job waiting for me in Ottawa, I will do it. But yeah, so there was a cruise and they were just like, you can work for us. It would be 6 months. And I'm just like, okay. I'm not saying I'm not sold at this point, but like 6 months is something I'd have to consider. And then they were just like, okay, it's 10 hours a day. And just like, okay, those are long shifts. But like, okay, whatever. And they're just like, okay, it's 7 days a week and you work every day. And I'm just like, all right, well then the pay for this better be amazing. And then they said, it's just like, okay, the pay for this is $1,500 a month. I was just like, what? Yeah, it's $1,500 a month for 6 months. I was like, are you kidding? That's abysmal. I did the math, and it roughly translates to $8 an hour without tips. I'm just like, that's what I made when I worked for Blockbuster in 2003. I am not going back to that. So yeah, 9K for 6 months. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm just like, goodness gracious. No way. And they're just like, oh, well, you don't have to pay for food and you don't have to pay for lodging, but you do spend it with a roommate. And I'm just like, well, Rob, if you go into the notes for this, you will see that I have a link to my Instagram. Hit me up there and I will take care of things. So, but what tips would you get? Sounds really rough. That's the thing, is that as an activity coordinator, I wouldn't get any tips. I would get a percentage of the tip pools. And I asked them what it is, and they're just like, oh, it's about $100 a week. I just like, get all the way. No, I will not do this. This is terrible. Ugh. yeah, so as much fun as working for a cruise might be, that position was, I'm just like, I'm not, no, no, this is not for me. This is not for me. But they had another one that was like 4,500 a month, and I'm just like, okay, that I might consider, because that is already infinitely better. But still, I'm just like, would I do that? Just would I want to live with someone? Do I want a roommate in like a bunk situation? And you're on a cruise ship, right? So you'd be downstairs in the barracks or whatever. But then all it is would just be like, the food that they have on ships isn't great. And I have like a sensitive tummy. So it would just end up being like a fart locker. It was like, I feel bad for anyone who would have to room with me, much less having to put up with me. So I'm just like, no, I don't think, no. I think I will do something else. Thank you very much. Not good sounding, overworked, and you're super underpaid. Super underpaid. I'm just like, that's, no, we good. Thank you, but go and fuck thyself. I'm just like, no, absolutely not. Unless you get paid in US dollars. Well, that's the thing, is it was US dollars, but I'm still just like, even translated to Canadian dollars, that's like $11 an hour. It would roughly translate to about Canadian $2,400 a month, which still isn't great. Ex-husband did this for many years and he was a downer. I believe that. I can't imagine that kind of gig getting you a lot of love. Fart locker, new merch drop for it. Well, I was talking about making jackets earlier. Oh man, good old fart lockers. My dad jumped ship in Montevideo, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the capital of Uruguay? Let me know if I got that right. I used to play those Sporkle games that were just like, name all the countries in the world, and then name the countries of the world, and then name the capitals of the world, and then name all this other stuff. Like, guess all the flags. And I was just like, all right. So I learned a lot about countries. So I think I got Montevideo, but I will look at resume. Hey, that's great. I will say, like, not expecting anything, not expecting much, but it's always good to have options. And I do have family that lives there, so you never know. I will say, the touring part of this, if anyone knows anyone or wants to recommend me for tours, I have all the links in the description. So feel free to reach out or check out, and I'd love to have people come. So I am wondering if I get anyone through this, if it would be interesting if I did like a tour live and streamed it. I think that could be cool. But then I'd also have to get like permission from the people doing it as well. So it might have to be people I know or people like that. But I think I might do like something like that this weekend, where maybe on Saturday I'll do like a 2-hour tour of something specific. But yeah, I will say I have another day with Randy today. On Tuesday. So Tuesday at 5, we're going to go do another area. I don't know what we're doing this time, but Randy's great. He's so knowledgeable. And like, you can tell that, I would say I have a passion for walk tubing and a passion for the city and a passion for sharing Toronto. He has a passion for Toronto history, and he's so smart. And the way that he's put his things together has just been so clever and poignant. Oh, it's great. Crocodile Dundee 6985 Insta follower. That's me. I definitely will, Chris. I'll keep my eyes open for you. I obviously don't do anything until I get home, but my ex turned down a job in engineering because he said it was not enough. It was $85,000 a year. My sister was in HR and engineering. What? Imagine turning down a job for $85,000 because it's not enough. Good Lord. I'm gonna remember I'm a tour guide quickly, and this is sad. This is sad to see. The Hudson's Bay Company was the world's oldest retail company, like the world's oldest. And it closed earlier this year. And it's just such a tragedy, man. It's terrible. Like over 3 centuries of history just gone. All because someone got greedy and didn't know how to run a business. Ugh. Remember what I was saying earlier about everyone, like people being good? I take all that back. After a year full benefits of 6 weeks with pay. Yeah, that's nice. I think I would have to know, what is the job? Of course. That's always question number one. But man, I really do love that piece. I think it's really interesting. Before the tech crash and I got laid off, I made good money in software engineering. I believe that. That'd be good. I wish that computers and coding was something that I understood more. I've tried a couple times. I remember I took a course specifically at George Brown all about like game creation and design. And Lord, they did not teach you how to do anything. You literally just got it and it was a bunch of tutorials from Linda that already assumed you knew everything. And I'm just like, how do I open the program? Where do I go? Video game design was something I've always wanted to do and thought I would be really, really good at. But I also understand that that's, again, surprisingly also a very hard industry to get into. And I've heard so many horror stories about people, especially lately, just getting into the business and then just immediately having to be like, well, I can't do this. This is something that I cannot find a job in. And the ones that they did find were often just, I'm thinking of one friend in particular, and they are very flamboyant. And the place that they worked was very not. So yeah, they had a really bad experience. I'll just teach you Unreal Engine. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what most people are doing these days. Okay, I had this idea for a game called Speeches. And what it was is that you would start off with a word and then essentially you would have like a sentence that was said to you and you would have to try to like put the words in the right order. But then as it went on, you would get like classic speeches from Martin Luther King, or you would get classic speeches from Shakespeare, and then you would have to like, you would get sections and then try to put them together. So you'd really be learning stuff, but like Snooty. Oh, someone's probably made the game by now. I can't imagine it being a good... I was going to finish other words, but I think the good was just there. He was a geologist after his studies. He would make $350,000 a year. Osmond knows 4 lakes. Huh. So geography. Osmond knows 4 languages. Oh, that makes more sense than lakes. I was really struggling to figure out what that was for a second, but we're good. How many languages does everyone here speak? Because I speak, well, sometimes English. That's like double what I made before the crash. Dang. Yeah, that's impressive. Let's see. All right, for the past 5 years, so before the pandemic and everything happened, I had done Duolingo every day. My streak was up to like, I think it was about 25,000. Like, not 25, over 1,000 days in a row, for sure. And then earlier this year, they randomly reset it down to 0. And I was furious. And I've still been kind of like going along with them, but I think I've just finally given up on learning French that way because I don't jive with their program. I didn't like all of their AI crap that was happening earlier this year. So now I was just like, well, I need to figure that part out. So now I'm wondering, I've heard good things about Babbel, but I don't know anything particular one way or the other. So I speak one. There you go. Here's the thing. Some people write stuff in and I'm just like, I know these are words. What are they trying to say? And I just never know. I chose Isabella Street to go down because this is the street I used to live on. So when I moved out of my, I was married to someone who was abusive for several years, and I moved out on my own, and I ended up getting a space at the corner of Isabella and Church, and it cost $2,000 a month, and it had no dishwasher, it had no, like, nothing, absolutely nothing, just a studio apartment with literally nothing inside. So I chose to walk down here so I could show it off again really quickly. But yeah, I speak 3, and with educations we'd make over 6 million. That's amazing. Wow. Good for you, man. That's great. I'm saying I barely speak English, to be honest. But hey, if you code, I would consider that absolutely a different language, right? Yeah. We get bilingual pay. It's not taxed. Huh. How did you live? Well, when I moved out by myself, I was working at the time for an escape room company. It was called, well, the first one was called Escape Manor, but when I moved out, I was with a company called Dream Escape, and they've shut down unfortunately now. But it was a really nice job while it lasted. But yeah, it was $2,000 a month, and it was, I mean, obviously mentally very hard, but at the same time, moving out saved my life. So I would rather still be here and poor than still be with that person and not be here anymore, if you get my drift. So, yeah. No, the taxes. Sorry, the taxes in Canada. Man, the taxes are just a nightmare. This year I have to talk to an accountant about more things, but I am just kind of looking for like a part-time gig right now, something I can do, but even that's few and far between. But I did just recently sign with an agent, so if I get any film or requests or anything like that, I have to put it through them now, but that's fine. I did the same thing with the same philosophy. Hey man, power to you. Leaving a bad situation is the most difficult thing to do, but at the end of the day, it is the most worth it. My buddy is a director at Siemens in Manhattan. Oh, that's cool. I wonder what he directs. That's a pretty one. Very group of 7 coded. Yeah. Here it is. This is the building that I used to live in. And if we go all the way to the top, that one right there is mine, was mine. Tiny little place. My little $2,000 shoebox. I agree. Took my daughter and left everything, house and all, moved into a shitty 2-bedroom, and here we are. Work, man. That's awesome. I'm sure you're in a better place, and I'm sure that she is absolutely in a better place. So it sounds like you did the right thing, and sometimes it's all we can do. My friend has an apartment view. It's amazing. It overlooks New York. That'd be beautiful. Man, I would love to do some walks of New York. I have a lot of friends there, but probably won't be for a while until we get rid of the Cheeto. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. A lot of people have been saying like, oh, when Trump dies, Vance will get in there and he'll be worse. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like people take Trump more seriously. But I don't think anyone takes Vance seriously. But maybe that's the danger. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. Siemens makes good stuff. That's. I love New York. Super beautiful. It really is. Oh my God. There's a reason Toronto's the stand-in for New York, because we're like the clean cousin. But, you know. I would cross the border till then. Yeah, fair enough. Things will work out. You mean Couchmaster McGee. Okay, so when I was in Orlando Fringe, I had friends from Tampa, and we did something called there's something called the Flashlight Cabaret, which is where you're lit only by only by flashlights, and you go up and you perform a little sketch or a skit or something, and I kick you off. But my friend did JD Vance, and then his partner V was out there as a couch, like a sexy couch, and their name was Shays Velour. It was so funny. I think when he dies, they will freeze him. You know what? Probably. What's this about them like remodeling the ballroom? God, you know that when it's done, it's going to be like this ostentatious, gold, crappy, grubby looking. Oh, it's going to be so ugly. Anyways, hello, Dr. Sammy. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we've just passed an hour. I'm just like, wait a minute, we just got an uptick. And just like, that's fine. Yeah, I do actually have to go home soon. So just like, well, it's been good having you for like 10 seconds. But it's funny, you can actually see like all of the Halloween decorations coming together. So most places are putting them out. Because on Halloween, Church Street here is going to be absolutely like covered in people. Halloween here is insane. Everyone kind of does their biggest, best costumes. You go all out. Watch out for the cat thing. Oh. That wine rack over there, I used to work there too. That's where I met my good friend Autumn, and she's become one of my favorite people. Don't get to see her very often anymore, but equally lovely. Well, thanks, Rob. It's been good to have you. It's actually been a really fun walk. I'm glad I did. I initially wasn't going to, but now I'm definitely glad I did, because this has just been great. Zero complaints. Well, I will say, if anyone feels compelled to and you want to help me hit my goal, I am trying to hit 500 subscribers. And that's the easy one. That's the easy one. But I also have to hit 3,000 watch hours. So if you recommend some folks to check out a stream or two, we love having them. And every bit helps. So thanks for being a part of this today. I'm going to go home and I am going to have sleep and maybe eat a little. Oh my God, I made pad thai last night. And there's still some waiting for me. And I am so excited. Actually, who am I kidding? It's probably been eaten by now. But if it is not, then I will have it. To be fair, at the birthday party I went to, they literally just made everyone burgers. So I was just like, well, I am very full of burger now. But oh my God, that was tasty. Very, very nice. Highly recommend. Always make friends who give you burgers. That is my theory. Look, you can see they're already starting to like block it off. And it's not even supposed to be blocked off until Halloween, which is Friday. It's still like most of the week away, and they're already making preparations for it. That's kind of crazy. Man, Halloween this year, it's going to be a little nuts. And the only thing we all hope is that please don't let it rain, because that's always the worst. Oh. All right, folks. If you are new here, thank you for joining us tonight. I had a great time. This has been lovely conversation and a lot of fun. You've been wonderful. Thank you for challenging me and asking me so many different questions. And yeah, if I can do this all the time, I will absolutely do this all the time. So if you are in Toronto or if you know someone in Toronto, please recommend this channel to them. If you're looking for a tour guide, let me know. I have my availability as a link in the comments, or sorry, not in the comments, in the description. So please check it out. If you want to be a part of these videos, or if you just want to join me for a walk, don't be shy. Let me know. I'd love to have you. And thanks for spending a little bit of your Sunday night with me. And we hope that you have an absolutely wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow. At some point, I will be out and about. And yeah, you've been great. We'll see you soon.